Okay, can you able to view my screen?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So we are starting with this demo. This is SAP FICO and S4HANA demo. Okay. Welcome to our demo. And we are going to start the demo right now. So who can go for this course? Okay. Who can join this course? Right. Because you'll be having some queries like who can go for this. Sometimes you may have some doubts like whether I'm eligible for this or not. Okay. So people who are from the following background like BCom, MCom, MBA, CA, ICW, BTech, or any graduate also can come into this provided if he is willing to learn. Okay. But at least graduation is required to learn this SAP. All right. Because why? Because in the companies also, while they are hiring, they will look for minimum qualification as a graduation. Okay. Okay. Let's get started up with SAP. SAP stands for Systems, Applications, Products in Data Processing. Okay. SAP works with different systems. SAP has numerous applications which are in the form of products, and basically it is used for data processing. So systems, applications, products in data processing, in short, we call it as SAP. All right. And moving forward, SAP actually started and initiated in the year 1972 by 5 IBM employees in Waldorf, Germany. So this product is from Germany and it is being used in more than 200 plus countries. And worldwide it is very, very popular. And it is being used by different countries and mostly it is used by all big companies. And SAP, it comes under the category of ERP software. Now in software, we have various types of softwares. We have database softwares, we have testing softwares, and we have programming languages. All right. And we have reporting tools. So we have different types of softwares in the industry. And SAP comes in the category of ERP software. So ERP means E stands for enterprise, which relates to business. And in order to run the business, we need certain type of resources like money, men, machine, material, and marketing. So these are the vital resources that are required to run your business. And beside this, it also has planning facility through which you can plan meticulously and you can take appropriate decisions. So that's why SAP ERP is very much suitable for most of the multinational companies. Now, if you look into SAP ERP is considered as centralized system. Now, when you install this SAP ERP in your company, wherever you are working, so this SAP ERP is going to control all the departments in your company. SAP ERP is going to save cost for your company. That means it is going to save the cost for your company. It is also going to provide you data security, and it is also going to do your work very quickly. Okay, so that's the reason SAP is very widely used across different countries. And when you work with SAP ERP, it's going to work with different types of departments like finance, production, HR, sales, and inventory. So these are all different types of departments which are here. So anybody can work from any type of department. It's going to work with the common business transactions. If any transaction happens in your company or in your organization, that transaction details would be shared across these departments seamlessly. And it is going to work very quickly, and instant decisions can be taken into your business. So that's why SAP ERP is very, very popular, because it is working with various types of departments. And beside this, as SAP ERP is very widely used, and SAP ERP has some competitors across the world. Now, these are the companies like Oracle Financials, JD Edwards, Baan, PeopleSoft. Okay, so these companies are the competitors for SAP. But among this, we can proudly say that SAP is the leading software. And sometimes you may get a query in your mind saying that why only SAP? Why not other ERPs? All right. So, because other ERPs are very complex, data integrity is not guaranteed in other ERPs. So that is why most of the companies, they prefer to work with SAP, because SAP is reliable, trustable, and it can able to support all the departments in the company, and it's going to work with all the business process. Now here it is going to work with the very popular departments like accounts, sales, HR, okay, customer service, and many more departments in the organization. It's going to make sure that it's going to connect with all the departments and share the information across your company. So that's the reason your work, business work, would go very rapidly and quickly. So we can say that one software for all departments. Okay. With one software, you are able to handle so many number of activities. So definitely a company would be saving a lot of money, a lot of cost, okay? And very quickly you can earn the revenues in your business. And if you look at the SAP market, okay, now if you are going to see the ERP market, in this ERP market, out of 100%, almost, that is 67% of the market is captured by SAP. I can say almost near to 70% is captured by SAP. And that's the reason SAP is very trustable, reliable, okay? It's being used in many countries. And now why SAP has captured almost 70% of the market is, the reason behind this is it has various modules here, okay? It is going to work with different types of modules like FI Finance module, CO Controlling module, MM Material Management, SD Sales and Distribution, QM Quality Management, and FSCM Financial Supply Chain Management, PP Production Planning, QM Quality Management, PM Plant Maintenance, HR Human Resources. So many number of modules are there. So anybody can come into SAP and they can choose whichever module they like, okay? So as per your qualification, as per your experience, you can opt for that respective module. And in SAP, we have two categories. One is functional module and second is technical module. Functional module works with all business process. So in this, it's going to work with finance, like FICO is the module that's going to work with finance, MM, material management, which is going to work with the stocks and inventory system, HR, human resource, which is going to bring the pay slips, and SD, sales and distribution, which is going to work with sales process. So these are the business-oriented modules that are there and which has high demand in the industry. And we have the second one, that is technical module. This is basically opted by technical guys who are from BTech and MCA background or any technical qualification. All right. So ours is functional module and our module is FICO. let's learn about FICO module. So in this, we have FI Finance module and CO Controlling module. Let's get started up with the Finance module. And Finance module works on financial accounting. Now, as you know that you guys are already done through BCom and MBA, and some of you are doing pursuing. So probably you might be knowing the financial accounting, which is going to take care of day-to-day business transactions. Okay. Using this, you are going to prepare profit and loss account and balance sheet reports. Now, across the year, you will be working with the business, and whatever the expenses that you come across, these all expenses and incomes you are going to post into profit and loss account. All right. And beside that, balance sheet also you are going to prepare for your organization. All right. Because every year our business should submit the financial statement to the government of India, isn't it? So our income tax department is going to ask the details regarding your company and business. Okay. So we can prepare those reports and we can submit with the income tax department. Okay. And it also works with the inflow and outflow of funds, that is incoming payments and outgoing payments. Beside this, it also works with the asset valuation report. So it's going to work with the asset valuation report. It means that in case if you acquire any assets, if you buy any assets in your company, okay, generally if your company has any manufacturing industry and if they are purchasing something like machineries kind of thing, or else even in your corporate office also, in case if you're buying any office equipments, that also comes under the assets. Okay. And we can evaluate these assets very easily in SAP. Okay. Generally, if you want to evaluate, you require a lot of people to do this work. But in case of SAP, in minutes, you can able to work with these reports. And finance module basically works with external reporting, and external reporting, relate to tax department, stakeholders, and banks. These are the external entities. And not only this, it's going to work with vendors and customers. Probably you might be knowing vendors and customers. Okay. So in every company, we come across vendors. Vendors are going to provide you, supply you materials, and they are also provide you services. Okay. So vendors are the important entities, okay, that we are going to get in touch with them for business purpose. And similarly, when we purchase the raw materials or services from vendor, okay, we also sell these products to our customer. And when you sell it to the customer, you sell on basis. So we can keep track of customer information regarding their payments. We can able to work with the vendor payments and customer payments. Now in SAP, we have a finance module, and in this finance module, we have 5 different submodules, very, very important. And if you know these 5 different submodules, I'm sure that you will get a job in any multinational company. All the multinational companies which are there in Hyderabad or any other metro cities, they are working with all these concepts. So people who know these concepts, they are hired into companies very easily. So let me tell you about all these submodules. The first one is general ledger accounts. So here we are going to train you on how to create the general ledger, how to post the transactions, how to print the reports. All right. Then the second one is accounts payable. In accounts payable, you'll be learning how to make the vendor payments. So generally, the purchase department would be purchasing on daily basis, okay, n number of materials, n number of services. All right. So for all these, the payments will be made through accounts payable. Similarly, we have accounts receivable. This is going to work with the customers. Now, our company would be selling the finished products to the customers. Okay. Just like you are buying the goods from Amazon.com, you are the customer. Okay. So you are going to make the payment. So these payments goes into accounts receivable module. Okay. So we are going to, company is going to accept all the payments from the customers into accounts receivable process. Similarly, we have bank accounting, which is going to work with all bank payments, receivable and payments through bank account. And beside this, we are also going to work with asset accounting for evaluating the assets. So these are the 5 demandable submodules which are there in the industry and which has very good demand in this industry. All right. Hope this is clear to you, Alekia and Rahul. Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Right. So taking you to the next module, that is CO module, controlling module. Controlling module is going to work with internal reporting, and internal reporting is basically manages internal departments, and it's going to work on management accounting, or you can also say cost accounting, which is very much useful in manufacturing sector and service-based companies. So using this controlling module, you can protect your company as well. If controlling module is not there, then you cannot, avoid the expenses. So because of controlling module helps in controlling all the exorbitant expenses in the company. All right. And in controlling module, you are going to learn the following submodules. There are 6 submodules are there in this: cost element accounting, cost center accounting, profit center accounting, internal order, profitability analysis, and product costing. So these are the 6 different submodules that are there, and mostly it is used in manufacturing companies and as well as service-based companies. And beside this, we are also going to understand how SAP is going to process the transactions. Here it is going to use an architecture called R3 architecture, which is comprising of 3 layers here: presentation layer, application layer, and database layer. So in the SAP ERP system, these 3 layers, they do tremendous work. And firstly, when the customer enters or when the user enters any transaction, it goes into the first layer, that is presentation layer. From there, it will be transported to the application layer, wherein it is going to process the transactions as per the requirement, and finally it is deployed on the databases. So by going through these 3 layers, SAP is going to process all the business transactions. And beside this, we are going to use client and server technology in this. And let's look into the SAP landscape. So in this SAP landscape, we are going to work with these 3 different types of systems. And especially it is used in the SAP project implementation. Okay. Now, after completing this course, you will become a consultant. Okay. A consultant is similar to a software engineer. Okay. Only the difference is software engineer will write the code, and you are not going to write any code, but you are going to customize and configure the screens. So your work will be more simplified when compared to a software engineer. So your role will be a consultant role. So here you are going to work with all these 3 systems: development system, testing system, and production system. Development system is used for implementing the project, and testing system would test that particular project, and test cases are done so that your application is flawless, and finally it is deployed in the production system in order to process day-to-day transactions. In SAP, we are going to implement a SAP methodology for real-time implementation, which comprising of these 5 stages: project preparation, business blueprint, realization, final preparation, and go live. These are the 5 stages that comes in the real-time implementation. And here we are going to develop the enterprise structure for our client company. So in this, we are going to create all these organizational units like company, factory, warehouse, sales organization, department, division, business area. These are all things we are going to create in the implementation. We are also going to work for manufacturing sector like plants and storage locations. And these are also basically used in SAP to streamline the business process. SAP has 2 types of application: SAP Logon and SAP MMC. Now, if you are doing SAP course, then you may ask, sir, I have completed my SAP course. So what are the positions that are there to apply? So you can apply for the following positions. Right from the bottom, end user, going up, junior consultant, then support consultant, then senior consultant, and the top one is project manager. So these are the different types of positions that are there in the SAP industry. You can apply for these positions, and there is a lot of growth in the SAP companies. And SAP is going to work with this type of companies like client company and consulting company. So people like you will be hired by consulting company. Okay, consulting company means software company, which is on the right hand side, which I have specified. So it's a software companies, okay, and they are going to hire you in the role of FI consultant and CO consultant, and you will be directed to the client company where you will take part to implement the projects. All right. Now, SAP is basically preferred for group companies. Okay. Some of you, your friend may ask you, like you have attended the demo, and do you know where SAP is used? Yeah, of course. SAP is used for group companies like Tata Group, Birla Group, Reliance Group, Toyota Group, Samsung Group, LG Group. Many companies are there worldwide. So in all these companies, SAP is being preferred and it is being used. And in SAP, we have an advanced version called S4 HANA. S4 HANA is the latest version which is there in SAP. And this is S4 HANA is a ERP application and which works on in-memory platform. So in-memory platform is much faster than the previous versions. And SAP S4 HANA was introduced in the year 2015. And since then, we started using in the industry. And the finance module has been renamed as Simple Finance because a lot of changes have been done in this. And the software has been made more simplified when compared to its predecessor. And SAP S4 HANA uses certain applications like Fiori applications to make our day-to-day work more easier using different types of devices. And SAP S4 HANA comes in 2 types of versions: on-cloud version, on-premise version. For internal projects, it is on-premise, and for external deployment, we will be using on-cloud. All right, so that it can be used worldwide. And SAP ECC version and HANA version, we are going to reconcile, and we will let you know the differences, how to migrate from ECC to HANA version. And beside this, we are also going to query the different types of requirements related to business with few constraints, and we can do it very quickly and easily. And SAP S4 HANA is a very modern software, and it is much faster than its predecessor, and it can be used very easily Its database is very, very simplified, and it also takes the support of your application. SAP S/4HANA uses advanced technology like AI, artificial intelligence, ML, machine learning, IoT, Internet of Things. And beside this, SAP S/4HANA is being used on various devices like tablets, laptops, and mobile phones. And SAP S/4HANA, with its innovative ideas, the queries that comes in the business, it can able to work on that and provide you uh, appropriate information. Whatever the changes are coming in the economic conditions, for all these, it is going to provide you relevant information. SAP S4 HANA is being used with all big companies like BMW cars, Toyota cars, GE company, and many more companies are there. Volkswagen, Samsung, LG, different companies are there where SAP is being used. SAP is more popular on cloud technology because nowadays everywhere cloud technology is happening. And in SAP S/4HANA, two important components are the OLTP, OLAP, with which we are basically processing the transactions very quickly and easily. And SAP S/4HANA works with various concepts like Fiori application, ledgers, data structures, COPA, universal journal. Right. These are the new concepts that are introduced in S/4HANA, and we are going to study all this in detail, and we are going to use it in our day-to-day work. Apart from that, we are also going to use AC Doka table, business partner, credit management, material ledger, new asset accounting. So these are all things we are going to support, and we are going to show you the implementation, how to use it in our uh, day-to-day process. So that's something about our demo, and if you have any queries, please let us know. So Alekia, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Rahul, do you have any questions?
Yeah, yeah. No, 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 sir. If I have any doubt, I will just get back to you.
Oh, sure. Not a problem.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, and see, our training will be, you know, very comfortable for the youth, for the students. Okay. So every day we are going